Hey everyone, and welcome back for another deep dive. Today, we're diving into something that has me really excited.
Oh, yeah.
Black Forest Labs just dropped this huge update to their AI image generator, FLUX, and it's seriously a game changer.
I've heard about this.
It's FLUX 1.1, and people going crazy for it.
Yeah, it's making huge waves, and for good reason.
Yeah.
This isn't just some small update. It's like a massive leap forward. We're talking like way faster speeds, crazy high resolution, and this totally new feature called raw mode that's kind of blurring the lines between AI images and like real photos.
Okay, so break this down for me, because I'm already getting lost in the hype. What is it about this update that's so groundbreaking?
Well, imagine creating billboard-sized images in just seconds. That's what FLUX 1.1 can do.
Yeah.
It can generate images up to 4 megapixels, which is a ton of detail, in a mere 10 seconds. And for anyone working with visuals, like designers, marketers, artists, this kind of speed is revolutionary.
Wait, 10 seconds? That's insane. I can barely open my email in 10 seconds. But 4 megapixels, that's like professional grade resolution, right?
Absolutely. And the level of detail is incredible. But what's even more impressive is how FLUX 1.1 is getting even better at understanding what you mean in your text prompts.
Okay.
You know those times where you're like, that's not what I had in mind.
All the time.
FLUX 1.1 is minimizing those moments, and it's giving you more control and precision over what you create.
So it's not just about speed and size. It's about making sure the AI actually understands what you're trying to create.
Right.
Which is huge for creative work.
Definitely.
But you mentioned raw mode earlier.
Yeah.
And that seems to be what everyone is talking about.
Yeah.
What's the big deal with that?
Well, raw mode tackles one of the biggest criticisms of AI-generated images.
Okay.
That sometimes overly smooth, almost synthetic look. It does this by minimizing the post-processing effects that AI usually applies, which results in images that are more natural, more realistic, almost like photographs.
Hold on. Are you saying AI can now create images that could basically pass as real photos?
It's getting incredibly close.
That's mind-blowing.
It is, and it opens up a whole world of possibilities.
Like what?
Think about it. Hyper-realistic product images for online stores. Creating scenes for movies. That would have been impossible to film. Or even visualizing data in new ways.
Okay, now I see how big this really is.
Yeah.
But let's bring it back to our listeners for a second.
Okay.
How could this technology impact, like you? Think about all the visuals that we encounter every day. Ads, social media, websites. Are we ready for a world where it's difficult to tell what's real and what's created by AI?
That's the big question we need to be asking. This tech has the potential to be incredibly transformative, but it also raises some important considerations about how we use it and how we ensure it's used responsibly. It's kind of like we're standing at the edge of this whole new frontier.
Yeah.
It's not just some cool new tech toy or something. It's a tool that could totally reshape how we see and interact with the world.
It's like AI is giving us a new set of eyes, allowing us to see things we couldn't before and create things we never thought possible.
Exactly. Think about the potential in medicine, where AI could help doctors diagnose diseases earlier and more accurately, or in architecture, where it could help design more energy efficient and sustainable buildings.
Or even in education, where AI could create personalized learning experiences for every student's needs and interests.
Yeah, the potential for a positive impact is huge.
It is.
Well, you also have to keep in mind the potential downsides. As with any powerful tool, there's always the risk of misuse.
Yeah, of course.
We need to be having these open and honest conversations about how to ensure AI is developed and used ethically and responsibly.
So it's not just about the technology itself. It's about the human element.
Right.
The choices we make about how to use it, how to integrate it into our lives and society. What are some of the things that we should be thinking about as we navigate this new landscape?
Well, one of the biggest challenges and opportunities is making sure that AI is used in a way that benefits everyone, not just a select few.
Right.
We need to think about issues like access, affordability, and potential bias in algorithms.
So basically, we need to make sure that AI doesn't make existing inequalities worse.
Yeah.
Or even create new ones.
Exactly.
It's about using this technology to create a more just and equitable world, not one that's even more divided.
Exactly. And it's also about recognizing that AI isn't a replacement for human judgment and creativity, but it's a tool that can enhance and augment our abilities.
So it's not about AI versus humans. It's about AI and humans working together,
Right.
each bringing our own strengths to the table.
Exactly. And that's where the conversation about education becomes so important. We need
Yeah.
to like give people the knowledge and skills to understand and interact with AI effectively, to be critical consumers of information, and to be active participants in shaping the future of this technology.
It's about empowering people, not just with the technology itself,
Hmm.
but with the critical thinking skills
Yeah.
to navigate a world where AI is more and more present.
Yeah, exactly.
So what are some practical steps
Yeah.
that we can take to move in that direction?
Well, for starters, we need to integrate AI education into school curriculums, like starting young,
Okay.
teaching kids not just how to use AI tools,
Hmm.
but how AI works, its limitations, and the ethical considerations involved.
So we need to create a generation that's AI literate, a generation that's not just comfortable using AI, but also able to think critically about its implications and shape it in
Yeah.
a positive direction.
Absolutely. And it's not just about formal education either. We need to make AI education accessible to everyone, no matter their age or background.
Right.
We need to create opportunities for people to learn about AI in their communities through like workshops, online courses, and public events.
It's about fostering a culture of lifelong learning around AI, where everyone feels empowered to engage with it and contribute to its responsible development.
Exactly. And that's where organizations like Black Forest Labs have a critical role to play. It's not enough to just develop the tech. They also need to educate the public about AI's potential and risks and engage in open dialogue about the ethical considerations.
So it's about moving beyond just the wow factor of the technology
Yeah.
and having those difficult but important conversations
Yeah.
about how to use AI for good.
Exactly. And it's about recognizing that this is a process, a journey we're all on together.
Okay.
As AI continues to evolve, so will our understanding of its implications and how we approach its development and use.
So it's a very dynamic
Yeah,
and ever-changing landscape,
it is.
but it's also one that's
So that's full.
all of possibility. I'm curious, what are some of the things that you're most excited about with AI in the coming years?
Oh, that's a great question. I think we're going to see AI push the boundaries of what's possible in fields like healthcare, education, and environmental sustainability.
Okay.
We'll see these AI-powered tools that can help us solve some of the world's most pressing problems, from climate change to disease.
Wow. So it's not just about making our lives easier, more convenient. It's about using AI
Yeah.
to create a better future for everyone.
Exactly. And I think we're going to see AI playing a bigger role in creative fields too, like art and music, filmmaking, and storytelling. We'll see AI collaborating with artists and creators, pushing the limits of human imagination.
So it's not about AI replacing human creativity. It's about it enhancing human creativity
Right.
and opening up new ways to
Yeah,
explore and innovate.
exactly. And I think we'll also see AI playing a role in helping us understand ourselves better,
Okay.
from our individual psychology to the complex dynamics of human societies. We'll see AI tools that help us make sense of huge amounts of data, uncover hidden patterns, and gain new insights into the human condition.
Like AI is giving us a new lens
Yeah.
to view ourselves and the world around us, to help us see things in new ways, make connections we might not have otherwise made, and gain a deeper understanding of what it means to be human.
Yeah, exactly. And that's one of the most exciting and transformative possibilities of this technology.
It's about using AI, not just to solve problems or create things, but to better understand ourselves and the universe that we live in.
Absolutely. And that journey is just beginning. AI is constantly evolving, and so will how our understanding of its potential and its implications. It's a really exciting time to be alive, and I'm incredibly optimistic about the future.
Me too.
Yeah.
But as we embrace the possibilities of AI, we need to remember that the future isn't predetermined. It's up to us to shape the development and use of this technology in a way that aligns with our values and hopes.
That's a really good point. It's not about letting AI just happen to us. It's about actively shaping AI to create the future that we want to see.
And that's going to require all of us to be informed and engaged
Eh.
and committed to using AI for good.
Exactly. It's a collective responsibility that we can't afford to ignore.
This has been a really insightful conversation, and I'm sure our listeners are already thinking about all of this.
I hope so. The more we talk about all of this, the better equipped we'll be to navigate the future of AI.
Absolutely. And with that, let's move on to our final segment, where we'll explore some actions all of you can take to get involved and make a difference. Okay, so we've talked about the potential of AI, the ethical considerations, the importance of education. So how do we bring all this together and talk about, like, what can you, our listeners, do to be a part of this journey?
You know, it can feel kind of overwhelming When you hear about these big technological shifts,
Yeah,
like it's all happening on this huge scale that you have no control over. But really, each of us has a part to play in shaping the future of AI.
absolutely so.
Yeah.
Let's break it down into smaller steps.
Okay.
Where should our listeners start?
I think the most important thing is to just stay curious.
Okay.
Read articles, listen to podcasts like this one, look at online resources. There's so much information out there about AI, from the technical details to the social and ethical implications.
And don't be afraid to learn a bit about the tech side of things.
Yeah.
Understanding the basics of how AI works can really empower you to be more informed about it all.
Absolutely. There are tons of great resources online that make these complicated concepts easy to understand.
Right, you don't need to become like an expert programmer or
Right.
anything, but just knowing a bit about how the AI algorithms work can make a difference.
Yeah, it's like learning a new language. The more fluent you are in the language of AI, the better you'll be able to engage with it and shape its development.
It's a great way to put it. So,
Yeah.
step one, stay informed and educate yourself.
Mm-hmm.
But knowledge is only powerful when it's put into action.
Right.
So how can our listeners actively engage with AI?
Well, one of the most important things is to just be a part of the conversation.
Okay.
Talk to your friends, family, and colleagues about AI. Share what you're learning, ask questions, and express your concerns.
So it's about taking AI out of the world of tech jargon and bringing it into our daily conversations.
Exactly, so that everyone feels comfortable discussing it. The more we talk about AI, the more we can understand it and make thoughtful decisions about its development.
Now, don't be afraid to bring up AI at the dinner table or at work.
Yeah.
You might be surprised by how many people are interested in it.
And you can also reach out to your elected officials to share your thoughts on AI policy and regulation. Make sure your voice is heard in shaping how AI is used in our society.
So it's about taking what you've learned and your passion for this topic and turning it into action, whether through conversation, advocacy, or just making informed choices about the AI products and services you use.
Exactly. And remember, even small actions can have a huge impact.
So don't feel discouraged if you feel like you're just one person. Every voice matters.
Yeah.
Every action counts.
We're all in this together. The future of AI isn't something happening to us. It's something we're building together.
And that's a really empowering thought.
It is.
We have this amazing opportunity to shape AI, to create a future where it makes our lives better, solves our problems, and helps us reach our full potential.
I agree. This has been such an interesting conversation.
It has. And I hope our listeners are feeling inspired. To learn more about AI and get involved as we wrap up this deep dive, I just want to say, don't just sit back and watch this revolution happen. Jump in, get involved, and help shape the future of AI.
It's a future full of possibilities, and it's up to all of us to make sure those possibilities are used for good.
Thanks for joining us for this deep dive. And until next time, keep those minds buzzing.